All right. Well, it's about 9:07, and we're sitting here this morning. I've already hit my daily goal, so we've already had some great opportunities early, and now I'm scaling down a little bit. Uh, 23 minutes to the opening bell. The trades that were the best were naturally Saidu, which had two nice moves from 693 here up to a high of 863, but also had the first leg right here from $5 up to $7, and all of this is off of yesterday's action. We, if you recall, traded this one yesterday on this initial move higher, like $2, and now it's at $8. So very nice to see. I'm hoping that we see more continuation like that, but in any case was happy with it today, but also acknowledging that it's pretty extended at this point. I'm just going for base hits in this market, and if I can get base hits up towards my daily goal, I'm happy with that. 5,000 a day is $1 million a year, over $1 million, so that's very, very good, and I'm very happy with that. I don't want to try to push my luck when the market has been a little less forgiving. Reminder as always that, of course, trading is risky and my results are not typical, and there's no guarantee you'll find success whether you learn from me or you trade on your own, so you should definitely take it slow. I'm thinking today, having locked up over 5,000 in profit before 9 a.m., that I want to make sure I keep that in my pocket. Last year we had a lot of days where I was just crushing it, far exceeding this kind of, $5,000 number. But in this market, I had a lot of days where I've made that money and then given it back. Made money, given it back. Made money, given it back. And doing all of that churns a lot of commissions, and I just don't really want to get into that if I can help it. So my thought is to reduce share size as we're coming closer into the day and as I've crossed over my daily goals, so I prevent myself from giving back the early gains. If I can add a little bit more, that's fine if something shows that it's got some strength. ADN, I was a little unsure about it. The problem with this one, all things considered, it's moved pretty nicely. As you can see here, you've got this pullback at $2 and then up to $2.70, pullback and then up to $2.85. The float is a little higher. It's a little more thickly traded. So I'm feeling like I'm not sure that I want to go for it, and I'm going to try to stick with my gut on that. So nice to see it moving higher, but I'll just say I missed it and look for the next one. Saidu right now, pulling back a bit. It's kind of choppy in this area. It's not, in a breakout mode. It's kind of in consolidation. AERC squeezed up nicely yesterday and it's kind of come back up to that 2170 spot, just a little shy of it, but over 2170, then you're looking at yesterday's high of 2370, so that's $2 a share. And then, over that level, you've got room on the daily over 25, with room to 2590. That's a trigger. And then you've got more room beyond that. So that's definitely interesting, but I don't know if it's going to get into that level. HSCS, this one, it's an IPO, a little choppy, maybe over 4, could be interesting, but recent IPOs haven't been super easy for us recently, so probably don't want to push that one too hard. Let's see. What else? Back to Saidu, pulling back a little bit here. Yep, I see that. So with about 15 minutes to the bell, I think the game plan is going to be to watch AERC, SIDU, maybe ADN, a couple others that I traded earlier. We had CMRA. This squeezed up nicely, but then retraced. VIVK, sort of similar, squeezed up and retraced. So those two I'm not as interested in right now, but SIDU and AERC are going to be my top watch stocks going into the open. So that's my watch list for you. And like I said, I've already hit the daily goal. So just sitting back and looking to add a little icing to the cake of today without overstaying my welcome and giving back profit. So I could probably risk about $700 on my next trade, which means I probably shouldn't take big size. 10,000 shares on some stocks like AERC would be way too much risk. Maybe AERC is like a 2,000 to 3,000 share type of stock if the spreads tighten up. ADN, maybe that's 5,000 to 7,500. But just have to think, how much am I risking? And think about the risk first, and then that just has to be the first question. And we're coming to the end of the week here, and we have a long weekend. So, and I'm tired, as it turns out. All right, happy birthday in advance in case I miss it tomorrow. Yep, we have a market holiday on Monday, so a 4-day week next week, Tuesday through Friday. And then a regular week the following week. And then we have the market closed on Monday, July 4th. So a couple holidays coming up here. Mostly, not something that day traders are excited about, but that's okay. We like to work. We like to trade. ADN floats a little higher, pretty thickly traded, a little cheaper. Feels like the type I'd struggle to get smaller gains on. So, I don't know. And at this point, I've already missed the first pullback and the second pullback, so I don't want to push it. Yep, sitting tight right now. Nothing that I'm looking at the moment is really so exciting that I'm wanting to jump in it. AERC is below its pivot of 2170. SIDU has pulled back a little bit. ADN, I missed it or chose not to trade it. Either way. You had a pullback at 2, another one at 260, and a small one here. So that was your third pullback getting extended. So what is obvious today? Well, I think this is a bit of a challenge because there's a number that are somewhat obvious. Yeah, even with the market being, as bearish as it's been, I've, had a good week. So there's still been opportunities every day. Part of the reason this has been a good week is because I've thrown in the towel and not overstayed my welcome. I've kind of known and seemed to have walked away at the right time. Now I've certainly left money on the table, as you always will, but you're either leaving money on the table or giving back profit. There's no way you could perfectly time your exit every day in a market with thousands of stocks and opportunities moving. So you at a certain point say, you know what? I need $1,000 a day to feel good and live comfortably, or whatever the case is, 500 a day, whatever your number is. You hit it and you say, okay, well, I got it. Lock it up. I'll try again tomorrow. How many days have you had your daily goal and then finished red? Every now and then that can happen, but if it's happening on a regular basis, as it was for me, last week, that's the indicator to say, well, wait a second, I need to slow down a little bit. This market is not as forgiving. I need to stop pushing my luck and not being grateful for the gains I have. So that's just my 2 cents. Okay, 10 minutes to the opening bell. So let's try to be disciplined, look for opportunities, not overstay our welcome. We may see a couple more setups that can provide some volatility and maybe opportunities. I'm going to be sizing down a bit. Overall market, we had a rally yesterday, but then a gap down here today. So overall market is pulling back, but that's, that hasn't stopped us from finding opportunities so far. But as things slow down a little bit, like SIDU going sideways, some traders might kind of say, well, what's the overall market doing? And then you're like, oh, well, maybe I don't want to keep holding this. And you can just sort of end up seeing things fading a bit. Traders are going to be light on their toes, get in, get green, get out. I think, at least. pulling back now. Volume weighted average price is about 731. ADN is the strongest at 174%. So maybe attention switching away from SIDU as it's pulling back and more traders focusing on ADN. That's possible. AERC still kind of, hanging out here, but not sure. Okay, so with 7 minutes to the bell, about 6 minutes to the bell, I think we know the game plan. Be looking for some opportunities between now and 10:30 and try to lock up gains on the early side and try again tomorrow. All right, so that's the game plan, and I'll remind you guys as always that trading is risky. My results are not typical, so make sure you take it slow, and we'll be back here first thing tomorrow morning. All right, see you then.